gonna smash everybody. Give me champion, 84 kilos.
Khamzat's, I mean, from what I've seen, the guy's legit. I mean, he's like a dual threat. He could fight at 70, he could fight at 85, and he could beat contenders, I think, in both weight classes. You know, but it's like you can see things from Wonder Boy's side of things too. It's like he's earned his spot. He's put his time in. He's fought for the title a few times. You can't. I think the fans are easy to jump on him, as they always are, to say you're a pussy. You need to fight this guy. It's like, well, dude, he earned his spot through a lot of hard work, through some losses, through some wins. Can you blame the guy? You know what I mean? That's a tough fight. Khamzat's a tough fight for pretty much anybody at 170 pounds. Doesn't mean he's not beatable, but I respect these guys' stances. But at some point, something's got to give. Matchups got to get made, and the division's got to get some movement. So, hopefully I can shake things up here soon.
So you get healthy and they approach you the Khamzat fight, who might not be ranked, but he seems to be the biggest name that people are talking about now. It's like, as a fighter, do you look at that, or are you still like, I want to fight above me rather than the biggest name?
It's still, I mean, you got to think about it like this. He beats a guy like a veteran, let's say hypothetically he beats a Wonder Boy. Now it's lucrative. Now it's like, hell yeah. Now he's proven that he's the real thing. But it's like, I lay it on the line. He beats me. He takes my spot. I beat him. They're like, oh, it's a flash in the pan. You know what I mean? And I probably don't move up the rankings either. So it's like, dude, I'm trying to fight for a world title. And it's all about, you got to do smart business. You got to do good business. You got to do smart business. But the guy's legit. I respect the skills. I just don't know if that's the fight that I would want right now. He beats a guy, gets ranked, different story, But if at this point in time, it's like, I can see why all these guys don't want to fight him. It's not that they're look, there's not a guy on the roster that's afraid of anybody. Okay, that's just when someone says that, oh, this Joe Schmo is afraid of John Smith. Like, fuck no, dude. This is the fighting business. We're all here for a reason. But it's all about doing business. This is also a business as well as it is a sport. So you gotta do smart business.
Вы спросили насчет Khamzata Chimaeva. Я думаю, нас сравнивают с тем, что потому что мы практически с одного региона, он чеченец, а дагестанец. Он борется, я думаю, что из-за этого. Поэтому ему еще предстоит очень многое пройти в UFC. Я думаю, что я бы ему дал совет, чтобы он зала не выходил, потому что сейчас его будут сводить очень хорошими, крепкими соперниками. Я думаю, ему нельзя терять фокус. Вот это все, когда на вас смотрят столько камер, столько медиа вокруг, она может как-то человека отвлекать, когда человек может к этому быть и не готов. Надо быть очень осторожным с этим. Просто выходить, делать свое дело и аккуратно уходить.
"17 seconds in, Chimaev hits him with a beautiful straight right. Basically, the first punch he throws right on the button, knocks him out cold. I know you had a chance to see it. Again, 17 seconds. Didn't take much time to catch up on that one. But tell me what you saw there."
Well, I wonder if Rob can put it up because I would love to, being that it's so short, to comment right over it, right with it. So if we have that capacity. But in the meantime, I'll say that the Southpaw killer, he was fighting a Southpaw. I'll leave it to you to pronounce their names, being that you're a college graduate.
Khamzat Chimaev from Sweden, I think by way of Dagestan, but it may not be Dagestan. It may be one of those other former Soviet nations, against Gerald Meerschaert.
Yeah.
And here's the shot here. Rob's got it pulled
and
up.
Meerschaert, you can see, is the Southpaw, and you could see Chimaev is going to line up the right hand. It's the Southpaw killer. Right hand's landing with Southpaws. And what I noticed was that he dropped his right hand a little bit, and he also blinded him a little bit. I know we're going to see it again. We missed it a little bit there. But the left hand, a throwaway punch, distracts by Chimaev. It distracts. See that left hand? It's meant to just distract him a little bit. And it did. If you saw, you could see his eyes or his head almost went towards that. We're freezing when we get to that point. Where that left hand, you could see his eyes over on that side. The problem is the punch is coming from the other side now. The Southpaw killer, the right hand. And he dropped that right hand just subtle, just a little subtly enough to make it look like if he did pick it up, it was going to be coming low. Like it's going to come low, but it's not coming low. It's coming high. So a real intellect in there with the power. You know, again, how many times do I talk about it's not just the power, it's not just the punch that counts, it's the delivery system, it's the intellect behind it. And again, you see these tough son of a guns, they're smart. You know, it's not just about being tough. And there was perfect exhibit A of it right there. And I'm glad you brought that fight up, Ken, because, again, you saw the little bit of distraction with the left hand, just get his eyes over here, and then the right hand come over here. And he put everything into it. With that shot, you could see he put his back into it. He pivoted on his right foot. You know, I mean, that's the way you're supposed to strike. When you're throwing a right hand, you want to do two things. You want to maximize the power. You want to get your back into it, your legs into it, and keep balance. And that's why you pivot on the foot. And that's why you snap the shoulder. So when you throw it, your body doesn't fall forward where you're out of position for a counterpunch from a Floyd Mayweather or somebody like that. You want to throw it, and if you do miss it, you're still, again, you're retaining your position, your balance, because the technique was there. You were able to pivot on your foot. You were able to snap your shoulder, get everything behind it, and still be balanced the way a professional should be balanced. If you want to know more about it, look at dynamic striking, the fundamentals of boxing.
I want to go back to the Khamzat Chimaev situation. It seems like 5+ weeks is a long time. You're a gambling man. What are the chances you think you will bring him back to Fight Island and pull those strings?
Good. The chances are good. The guy wants to fight again. It took him 17 seconds. He didn't really have a lot of time to train. We flew him in here. It's been crazy since that kid's been here. He was training out in a parking lot, and he's a fascinating human being. And yes, if I can turn him around in Fight Island, I will.
After his victory, Kevin Holland told you he didn't win the fight. Is it a lock that those two will run it back?
Stud. What he said was, he walked over to me and he said, I didn't win that fight. And I said, well, you and I don't make those decisions. Somebody else does. And he said, no, we need to do that fight again because I didn't win. I respect the shit out of that.
Khamzat Chimaev.
Wow.
Lewis. Khamzat.
I fucked up.
Who did you pick? Mirchart?
Yeah. Here's what happens. Can I tell you what happens every single time? It's happened with Connor. This happened with, Khabib. Anytime somebody has all of the hype behind them, like all of it coming into, it's like, this is the next fucking guy, I pick against them every time. And it's just stupid because the reason they have that hype is because people that are very in the know are hyping them up. It's not like the UFC wants to pump somebody up that isn't good and isn't going to take it. You know, they fuck up once in a while, but usually, to be honest, the UFC's right.
Yeah.
So it's rare that they're wrong where they start putting the marketing, the push behind somebody. So I need to just go with the opposite of that instinct because I just want to be right. I want to be the guy that plays spoiler and goes, see what I tell you. And I'm wrong every time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the UFC push people that they feel that has potential. You know, there's a reason for that. But I know what you're saying as well. There's also, I don't know what it is, part of human nature. Whoever's getting the fucking push, you know what I mean? Whoever's getting hyped like that, a little part of human nature wants to, like, I don't know, see them have their roll slowed, for want of a better description. But Khamzat deserves it, man. But here was the thing. I said he would win by submission in the third round simply because Gerald Meerschaert, tough guy. And I feel for the man because I understand why he felt a bit disrespected going into that. But I think Gerald Meerschaert, somebody quoted it the other day, the fighters that he's beaten inside the US. In fact, no, Khamzat, the fighters that he beat on Fight Island, 2 guys, had a combined record, and I'm sorry if this is a little accurate, but you get the general idea, something like 7 wins and 13 losses. Basically, the guys that he'd beaten have losing records. And both of those guys that Khamzat beat on Fight Island couldn't grapple. Meerschaert's a legit black belt. He can grapple. And he's been around the UFC for a while. So I thought Khamzat would beat him, but I thought it would, you know, he'd be tested a little bit. But fuck me, he just goes out there, drills him with the first shot, one punch, first shot of the fucking night, and puts him to sleep like that. I mean, that was special. That was really, really special.
Yeah, really scary. And yeah, you see, there's nothing else he could have done any better. I mean, 17 seconds, I think it was, or what was it?
17.
Yeah, 17 seconds, just a big old fucking exclamation point. And when people are going like, oh, are they looking past Mearshart? Yeah, I guess they were. And rightfully so, to be honest with you. I mean, they have him booked against Damian Maia. Am I right about that?
Well, they were talking about Damian Maia, but then they also said, well, hold on a minute. We're thinking maybe he needs someone tougher now. You know, and I can see that. But Damian Maia is still ranked at number 7.
And Damian's a massive name. I mean, former title challenger. Damian Maia has been, you know, in the game for a really long time. I think he's a great opponent for him. But who are they talking about matching him up with?
No, I didn't get a name, but you know, they're going to be matched up with somebody. Probably Damian Maia, I would have thought, if he takes the fight. So that'll be good. That'll be great to see. But I got to say, man, he's a complete package. Those first 2 fights, big takedowns, excellent submission ability. Obviously got knockout power, has the aggression, has the composure, keeps it all together. Bloody good dude.